starting off, how happy are you? Obviously, with last season, you were not here, and with everything. Just how happy were you with the performance of the team this year, and what do you think, coach brought as well to this performance?
Well, quite happy, definitely. Especially last year and a year before, we were bottom of the table, and then coming up, finishing the top of the table, and then winning the final. And I think we got most points in the group stages as well. That something was amazing, and winning 5 with these 6 games with the bonus point, I think that's unbelievable. And that shows how everyone contributed in the win, and I'm so happy, the way we have contributed as a team. It's not like depending on 1 or 2 guys, but overall everyone is contributing. If it's like 1 wicket or someone is so 15 runs, it's crucial for the team at that time, and I felt credit goes to each and everyone. And the way we got the support from the backup head coach Robbie, and the way they kept the environment was something very special.
Congratulations, guys. Robin, for you, you're obviously part of a very proud franchise that's won a lot of trophies, Mumbai, and we know the Cape Town supporters also. There's a lot of expectation from them. It couldn't have been easy after the first 2 years of SA20 finishing bottom of the table. How did you handle that because you must have gone into the season with a certain amount of pressure, and in a way it must be easy to to react to that pressure.
Yeah, I think every time you're involved with Mumbai Indians, you're expected to win, and I think it's no different. Even though the first 2 years we did try our best, things didn't work out, and then bringing Rash back, getting Boult here, and a couple of new additions definitely made the difference, not only in the dressing room but on the field as well with their experience, and just a couple of fresh faces. It's amazing how it's just changed the environment a little bit. So no, there is always pressure when you're with MI. It's a proud franchise, but the one thing I have to say that they do back us quite a bit. So that backing and that allowing us to give it another crack. We've got to be thankful to the owners and the management above us.
My question for Rashid. Rashid, why do you think 180 was enough on the board midway through, or maybe a few less here and there?
Well, I think the way wicket was behaving, I think the later it was getting dark, and the behavior of the wicket was a bit changing, and I felt like anything 170 plus will be a good score. And it's a final as well, big game. Both the teams are under huge pressure, and I think that was a kind of total. I was happy. The bowling unit we have, we have to accept that total. Team giving that extra 20-25 runs, we have that bowling unit where we can, restrict that to, if the score is 180, you can restrict that 160, 150. So that's the kind of bowling unit we have, and I think I was pretty much confident with the total we put on the board. Yes, we didn't manage how it should be, how we started, but I felt this is still a good total on this ground, this wicket, in the final as well.
Robbie, you had quite a big reliance on local players. I mean, your 2 overseas guys that you most are sitting here. But can you just talk about that kind of balance between how do you decide which local players you're going to back and how you balance against international players?
Yeah, I think the local players we brought in are internationals too. People often forget that. So it was just about balancing the team, what skill sets we need. There was we planned it. It was just happened by design, basically. So we're just thankful that most of the guys in our team, whether they're local or international standards, so it made it a little bit easier.
Hi Rashid, just a personal question for you. AB de Villiers has been a big role model for you growing up. What does it mean to you to win a trophy here in South Africa? AB de Villiers is here watching the match. So how does it feel just for you winning this tournament?
Well, it's beautiful, I think first year when we were not doing well, I think AB was coming and chatting with me and giving me so much of that positive energy there. And well, it's a special feeling, to be an overseas captain coming here and winning. I think it's a big win for us, and winning SA20 is not like an easy, you have to work very hard as a team, and that's something I think this year we put effort as a team, and super happy the way we played each and every game, and you can't ask better than this.
Trent, this competition has been interesting because the conditions have
been quite as South African as they have been other times. We don't often see turn in white ball game of the Wanderers. Did that take a lot of application to come to terms with the conditions this time, from a mental application from the others?
Yeah, obviously I was very excited to get the opportunity to come to this part of the world. It's a proud sporting nation. It's an exciting place to play cricket. I've played a little bit of red ball cricket here, but not a lot of white ball cricket. And the wickets were probably different to what I expected. But that's the challenge with playing cricket around the world. It's about adjusting to those conditions, and I thought the whole group collectively have done that throughout the season. And it's one of the things about South Africa. It's such a big country, and the conditions are a lot different around the place. So I thought we did that very well. I thought the ball swung around at the right time. It was nice to see it moving around tonight. And yeah, just a great way to top off the season. It's been a long season, but the boys have fought hard, so they deserve it.
You play franchise cricket around the world. What, outside of winning the tournament tonight, what's been like? What have you enjoyed about the SA20 specifically and being in the country?
Yeah, as I mentioned, a very proud nation of sports followers, be it rugby, be it cricket, whatever it is. You guys get behind their teams. Newlands was a fantastic place to call our home. Obviously had a great record there, 5 from 5, and you can feel that support in the crowd. And you've got beautiful stadiums here, sold out, and to have a final in an occasion like that, 30,000 people, it felt like we were in Cape Town, to be honest. And yeah, I know there'll be a lot of proud people back down south that have been hurting the last couple of years, but to turn it around third time lucky, it's been a great feeling.
Coach, in terms of the team that you coach on the local level versus the team that this one is, the championship winning team, the makeup of it is quite different. On the local level, you coach a team that's like quite young versus the team which has a lot of international players and stars. Talk about how different your approach is when you're coaching these types of guys on this level of cricket versus on a local side. Something that maybe local coaches can learn going forward.
Good luck.
I tell you, you better ask them that question. Yeah, listen, I think these guys are professionals, man. They play franchise cricket around the world, even the local guys. I mean, there is a big difference. One team you're developing, the other team you're just trying to make sure that the environment's right for them to perform at their optimum level. So I hope we manage to achieve that. I'd like to think so at my Cape Town this year, and then I've got to get back to the Warriors for 50 over cricket with nobody watching on Friday. But no, I really enjoy that. That's a labour of love, and it's always good to rub shoulders with the calibre of players like Trent and Rashid in franchise cricket.
Trent, you've now completed the entire set with the Mumbai Indians family. Just what is it about them that brings the best, not just out of you, but just out of the franchise, all the franchises that have played on the Mumbai Indians family?
Yeah, it was in the back of my mind as I got off the bus this morning or this afternoon. But yeah, I think firstly count myself very fortunate to obviously be involved with such a great franchise. Been lucky to play for all their teams around the globe, and yeah, to lift a 4th trophy. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, I have to come up with a name myself because I'm the only one to do it. But yeah, no, just very lucky, and like Coach has mentioned, we've got very great owners that give us a great environment to go out and perform, do our job. Obviously expect us to do a good job, and I think the coaching staff this year has been phenomenal. Mitch McClenaghan's played a huge role with the bowling coach role, and Robbie has been phenomenal as well. So it's a good balance. I think the boys travelled extremely well throughout the season. Doesn't mean too much until you get to the final, and yeah, to tick it off, obviously a great feeling.
Hi, Trent. It's me. Oh, you. So, 4 overs, 9 runs and 2 wickets. Normally we are not used to see such bowling pickers in this format, and that too in a final match. So what was going through in your mind when you were bowling, and Kagiso also bowled so well. So did you give advice to each other?
Yeah, throughout the whole season, to be honest. Yeah, I enjoy bowling with KG. Phenomenal bowler, world-class bowler, and he's stood up at various times in this tournament. But yeah, tonight, final. Always think you're in control as a bowler. Obviously, you dictate the play, and I felt like I just stepped back in that role and just try to control where I put the ball. So I did mention to Rash that I wanted a 4th in a row, but he told me to be patient.
My turn.
But no, I think the boys were great. The whole occasion, the boys stood up nicely with the bat, and yeah, 180, as we mentioned in the final, is a good total, and the boys went to work with the ball. So yeah, all round great performance.
Hi Trent, well done tonight. I just wanted to know how much pressure did you guys put on yourselves? I mean, obviously topping the table and then finishing first. How much did you guys, what sorts of conversations were you guys having heading into today and even today before the game?
Yeah, I think we kept it very similar throughout the whole campaign. As we mentioned, guys have stood up in different parts of the tournament. It's been a true collective effort. When I got here, January 1 or whatever it was, and walked into the changing room, you could sense that real feeling of unity. Boys wanted to play for each other, and those are a couple of very good ingredients in any kind of championship winning side. So that's been the main thing. Guys have just kept it very simple, backed each other, and yeah, won the toss, bat, put runs on the board, and yeah, the experience with the bowling attack stood up at the right time. So yeah, all around great effort throughout the season.
Coach, a question you discussed about how the established players were, really good at the campaign. A word on the local talent, local South African players, and the kind of belief that you showed as the management showed on them throughout the tournament. The guys like Brevis and Esterhuizen really stepping up in the final.
Yeah, I mean, all the South African boys the journey started last year with Ricks and Rassie at the top, laying the foundation with the bat. And it's great to see Brevis's evolution over the last 2 years and coming into this tournament and making it his own. I thought he played fantastically well. And then at the back end, you saw what Connor Esterhuizen can do, the rookie we picked last year. So for both of them to play in a final on a big occasion is really a thrill for the franchise and just, the faith we want to show in young players over here. So it was great to see. We have another one in the wings, Tristan Loose, that can bowl quick. So it was just great to see, the local boys stepping up, and alongside some really quality international players which we brought in.
Robbie, a word on your support team, your technical team. What have they brought?
I mean, I can't speak highly enough. Hashim Amla, Mitch McLennan, and Kerr van Wyk. We're going with physios, massage guys, the logistics team. I mean, what you see on the cricket field, you're just looking at the skills, but it takes a lot. There's a lot behind the team. So they've been phenomenal, and this franchise, they do put a lot of emphasis in their operations. So, from a skills perspective, I can't speak highly of Hashim. Today's batting chat to the group was spot on. He was able to get them in the right frame of mind today, and then just Mitch, his attention to detail around putting a plan together against your opposition is probably second to none, to be honest, in terms of the guys I've worked with before. So, I can't. And then our fielding this competition, Creer has done an amazing job, and his attention to detail, who needs to be where at various stages of the game when we're fielding. I mean, our fielding was probably some of the best in the competition this summer.
Robbie, just how was the local knowledge of the guys from up north like Kagiso and Dewald and Ryan and those guys? Did they play a role in just balancing out playing all conditions in South Africa, just bring another dimension to the team?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of guys that play across the different teams in South Africa. It just so happens that where we played the final, we had 6 guys from the Lions walking onto the park, so it did play a role. They wanted to bowl first, and then we said bat first. So I guess they were wrong to that. But no, they've been fantastic. It's great to have local knowledge, but you can sit with the knowledge, but to try and impart it and have the confidence to give it to Captain Trent Boult, is really something that also has to be done. Often you can keep that information because you don't have the confidence, but I think the nature of this pair just makes it so easy to operate and give that information across, and that spreads like wildfire within the team.
You'd be pretty disappointed with not winning, but you've had 3 amazing seasons. What was the biggest challenge this time around compared to the other 2?
Trying to get to the finals after winning the first 3. I mean, losing the first 3 so badly.
I think it was a good effort from there to get to the finals. It was a scrap, but I'm really proud of the guys. Fought all the way. We weren't just going to give away the trophy, and I think it was a good effort to get here. And these playoff games, I thought we played really well. The knockouts, I thought we were peaking at the right time. It wasn't to be in the final.
Another question?
So you would, I mean, I think a lot of us went, geez, that's a hard ask, you know, you just got to play 3 games in 4 days or whatever, but would you enjoyed it that way? Would you want more space?
I was quite happy that we'd won those so well and played so well, and thought that we could carry that form in with a day's rest. And yeah, I mean, you can look at it any way, but I was quite happy that we had played the way we did, and then we could have played the same way in the final. But you know, credit to them, they played a really good game of cricket tonight, and you know, they deserve the trophy, and they've been the most consistent side in the competition. So you know, credit to them.
Eddie, you've had 3 successful seasons working with you and Markham working together. Could you maybe just speak about your relationship and what it's been like these past 3 seasons that's made the team so successful?
Yeah, we get on well. We chat about the games, you know, behind the scenes, but not excessively so. I think we just got a very good rapport. I've known Aiden for a long time. When I was with the Proteas, he came into the Protea setup while I was there. So, and then he played a half a season with Hampshire in my first year at Hampshire, which is 6 years ago. So we go back a long way, and we've I think got a very good relationship, and I think it's worked well over the past 3 seasons. Guys, this is Marco Janssen. I don't know if you know him, but he's quite good, and he's dying to speak.
Sorry, Marco. For you, AD, again, I'm afraid.
Oh, jeepers.
Hardline stuff. But just on the final, where do you feel you guys lost it? I mean, did you feel 180 was a chaseable target, and therefore the batting didn't really come to the party, or did you feel that 180 was maybe a bit too much on that pitch?
No, I thought 180 was about par. We would have liked to have had less, obviously, but they played a different brand of cricket tonight than we did, or we were going to. They hit sort of, I think, 15 sixes and 8 fours. We usually do things the other way around, and you know, credit to them on a high field that, you know, the ball carried well, and that did hurt us. But I thought we fought back in the last 5 overs, and they only got 43 when they were well set, and we would have, you know, halfway through that innings we would have taken 180. I thought it was a gettable target, but you know, it did swing a little bit tonight, and they're a formidable bowling attack, and I think they were really good. And it's difficult, you're chasing 180 and you get a little bit behind, you have to sort of get to a bit, you know, get expansive, and we got behind the game, and it was very difficult against that bowling attack, and I thought they bowled really well tonight.
Marco, I'll ask you.
Thank you.
Playing against them, so many options. What's the hardest part as an opponent coming up against them at Cape Town, the way they played this season?
Yeah, bowling against their opening batters in particular is not fun, especially in the high veld where the ball, if you tickle the ball, it goes for 6. And then also when you're batting against them, they have top class, world class bowlers, Rashid Khan, KG, Trent, Boult, just to start. And I mean, when a bowling attack and a batting lineup like that, when they fire from both perspectives together in one game, it's quite difficult to stop a team like that. And like Coach said, I also think they've played really well, and they've had an excellent campaign, and they definitely deserve it.
Coach, back to you again. The power play this season for Sunrisers hasn't made for great looking. and it was also a case given today. What has been the hardest challenge and what has been the problem in that power play on the batting sense for you guys throughout the season that you just couldn't put it together for the most part?
Have you seen the other 5 teams as well? They also struggled. It wasn't only us. There was only one team that didn't struggle, and that was Mumbai. And I think Cape Town played really well. The other pitches were a little bit tricky, and yes, we struggled in the power play. But there were a lot of teams did as well. I think it was very difficult up front against a ball, against quality bowlers on pitches that stood up a little bit. They did not a lot, but they did just enough. And you're always conscious of trying to get sort of 50 for 1 in the power play, and you have to take some risks. And really quality players didn't do very well this tournament. So it wasn't only us, but it was very difficult to get starts, and we did struggle again tonight. And I thought the ball did a little bit, and it's quite risky, and then you do lose wickets during that time. So full credit to Mumbai. I mean, their 2 openers, I think, were the best 2 openers in the competition by quite some distance. Paul also for a long time did very well with their openers, with Pretorius and Joe Root. I think they were also a formidable pair that did well. When Joe left, it did show that that quality wasn't quite there anymore. But it was difficult, and we weren't the only ones that struggled.
Marco, just from a player's perspective, how tough was it to recover mentally from those first 3 losses? Getting 5 after that, making it to the top 4 and winning the eliminator.
Yeah, it's tough. We're used to losing the first 2 games, I guess. But no, it's obviously with the team that we have 98% of our players, we have really good characters in the team, and it takes a lot, especially when you lose the first 3 games of the season, to come back and then put in a performance like we did, with 4 wins or 3 wins on the bounce with bonus points as well. That showed a lot of character in our team, and I think after those wins we sort of started believing again. And yeah, it's not easy. Like some teams, they'll win, and then once they go bang bang lose 2 or 3 games in a row, then they sort of struggle to recover after that. Where the team that we have for the past 3 seasons, I don't know how we do it, but somehow we managed to pull back and show our face again in the qualifiers and in the final. So it's not easy to get a team like that, in my opinion. And also off the field, I think we have a group of guys that we gelled really well together. We played golf together, like we go to dinner together, lunch together, go for coffee together. We really enjoyed in each other's company, and yeah, I think that sort of plays a part as well, and that sort of goes over onto the field. So yeah, I think we have a group of guys that have a lot of big kahunas in character, if I can say it like that.
Marco, obviously you had an amazing summer with the ball, but leading wicket taker. What has contributed to that, and how do you kind of take that on going into Pakistan?
Yeah, for me, technically, I've worked hard on those 3 months that I had off, and then since I came here, Coach Adi, he's handled me really well. He knows on days off, he doesn't want me to do anything, just go play golf. And then Dale on the other side, when we trained him, like he never really speaks in a way that puts me under pressure as well. Like he knows how to speak to all the players. He knows how to get the best out of you, if I can say it like that. And I think that definitely contributed to how I bowled this competition.
Just on the condition, we can talk about it correctly at the top of the season. Is this you gaining the rewards of the conditioning block through the test match summer and now with the performances in the SA20?
Yeah, I think the test matches helped a lot in terms of technique wise. Because for me personally, if my technique isn't right, then a lot of things can go wrong, bowling and batting wise. So I definitely think that like test matches helped a lot with that. And then in this competition, it's just all about going out and expressing myself. Because it's 20 overs is not a lot of time, and sometimes you have to make a lot of things happen to move the game forward. So for me, when I'm on the pitch, I just try and read the situation, just do what I need to do to get the team in a winning position.